Looking for these better days.
It is Wednesday, June 17th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Favorites coming through at the World Cup and the stars shining, putting the ball in the back of the net. Plus, golf's third major of the year, the U.S. Open, gets underway tomorrow. David Behrman will join me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel, as he will give us the best bets and the breakdown for our national championship at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. But we start with the World Cup, where a day after we had 4 matches result in 4 draws, it was the favorites that came through yesterday. And not just the favorites coming through, but the stars, giving the fans things to get excited about and giving the bettors something to cash. France started off the day with a 3-1 victory over Senegal. So many goals were scored late in that match. This was actually a scoreless first half. And then Kylian Mbappe scored in the 66th minute. Senegal got the equalizer in the 82nd minute, and then 2 goals in the 90-minute plus, extra time gave France the 3-1 victory. So cash the over there and cash France as the heavy favorite. Also cash the over and the heavy favorite with Norway, as Erling Haaland scored twice in that match. A 4-1 victory once again for Norway over Iraq, and Argentina with a 3-0 victory over Algeria, as Lionel Messi scores 3 times. That's right, a World Cup hat trick for Leo Messi, as he ties the record with the most goals in a men's World Cup. 16 World Cup goals in his career with that hat trick. And so if you did a parlay, which I saw a lot of people on social media yesterday, like not just giving these plays out, but also playing these, call it square ball if you want, but hey, all tickets cash the same, right? And sometimes it is hip to be square. Anytime goal scorers, Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Leo Messi all come through. All 3 favorites come through in France, Norway, and Argentina. So that was definitely a relief for some after a day that featured pretty much all upsets with the 4 draws that we saw the other day. Now, taking a look at the schedule for today, you got Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal opening up their tournament. And again, we don't know how long Cristiano Ronaldo is going to play. Is he going to come off the bench? Is he going to start? That is something that we're just going to have to wait and see what Portugal decides to do with Cristiano Ronaldo now getting up there in years. But Portugal is a minus 350 favorite over Congo. The draw is plus 420. England will take on Croatia, and there's a lot of folks out there that are picking England to win this World Cup. England, the minus 140 favorite up on FanDuel. Croatia, plus 420. The draw, plus 270. And then Ghana takes on Panama, where Ghana, a plus 130 favorite. Panama, plus 220. The draw also plus 220. And Uzbekistan takes on Colombia in your nightcap, with Colombia a minus 280 favorite. The draw plus 380 there. Major League Baseball, Shohei Ohtani will make his scheduled start on the mound today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Ohtani left the game last Thursday against Pittsburgh because of left knee inflammation. He did sit out against the White Sox on Friday, but he did play on Saturday. And Dave Roberts say that everything's good, the swelling has gone down, and Ohtani is going to start on the mound here today for the Dodgers. Dodgers win 1-0 last night over the Tampa Bay Rays. Current odds up on FanDuel. Dodgers minus 184 with Ohtani on the bump. Shane McClanahan goes for the Rays. Total is 7.5. Elsewhere, Nolan McLean on the bump for the Mets as they look to avoid the sweep against the Cincinnati Reds and Nick Lodolo. Mets minus 134 favorites in Cincinnati. And the Detroit Tigers announcing that Justin Verlander is going to start against the White Sox on Sunday at Comerica Park. It'll be his first start in Detroit since 2017. Well, golf's third major of the calendar year begins tomorrow, the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills. David Behrman will join us to give us the best bets and the breakdown.
The biggest stage in world soccer is here, and every goal changes everything. And now, FanDuel is giving you a reason to root for every single one. Introducing Every Goal Pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. That's right, more goals means more bonus bets, and all you have to do is turn on your token. From the opening whistle to the final kick, let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/believe to get started now. 21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with the Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DC, Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY New York. Call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana.
Tomorrow, the U.S. Open golf tournament will begin at Shinnecock Hills in the Hamptons up there in Long Island. And here to join us on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel, to break down the U.S. Open, our national championship. He is David Behrman. Betting with Behrman is the podcast on this Believe Podcast Network. Also check out the Betting with Behrman newsletter, website as well. And Behrman, let's talk about this course, because the last time we saw a championship played here at Shinnecock, no one did well. I mean, it kind of felt like watching you and I play golf out on the course there in the Hamptons.
Yeah, I've talked about this course a lot recently, and I did an early preview last week on Sportsline. And Shinnecock Hills, take your British Open Championship type course where it's links style and there's fescue and the greens are undulating, and if you miss by an inch, it rolls off. Take that, put it on Long Island where the wind can come from the bay or the ocean. Then say, all right, USGA, your job every year, no matter where it is to make the course as hard as humanly possible. And you get what we're going to see at Shinnecock, which is why in the 4 stroke play events that we've seen at this U.S. Open at Shinnecock, you got +1, even, -1, which was Brooks Koepka in 2018, and -4. So 4, it's been played there 5 times, but the other was a different type of event. 4 stroke play U.S. Opens, -4 was the best score, but we've had -1, +1, and even. And it's weird because normally, like, oh, it must be tight fairways. No, it's not the tight fairways. The fairways are actually longer than or wider than most PGA Tour golf sites. However, it's positional. You're not getting straight head to toe, tee to green type course. It's positional. You're carrying a bunch of crap. You got to land it. And Scott, this course is not about hitting the fairways. Let's just put it this way. If you don't hit the fairways, you're out. Like, you hit a fairway, you're going bogey. Let's just put it that way. The fescue is impossible. Most are going to hit the fairways. It's the angles that you're coming in on the greens, which makes this so different than your typical Open Championship course where the only job when you're playing the British Open is just get the ball out there. Just let it roll. Here, picture a link-style course that is a whole bunch of L's and Z's and R's shaped holes. You got to hit the fairway, but you got to hit the fairway in the right location to have the right angle to the greens, which are next to impossible.
I know it's going to be difficult. I know we just mentioned the last time it was played here was that Brooks Koepka one, correct? And he was 1 over par. And we know, as you mentioned, they try and make U.S. Opens the most difficult to win, right? It's our national championship. We take pride in it. It's the USGA, all that stuff. But up on FanDuel right now, under the tournament specials, the winning score prop is 279.5. Now, this is a par 70, which means 280 strokes would be your par for the 4 rounds. I understand the difficulty. I understand the last time it was played here, the winning score was 1 over. I just find it hard to believe that some of the best golfers in the world, over the next 4 days, someone is not going to shoot under par. Under 279.5 feels like the only way that I can bet this.
I would bet the under simply because I think we have a lot more information than we knew in 2018. We have a lot better, and I don't mean overall better golfers. Obviously, you're talking Tiger Woods and company and Phil Mickelson. We have bigger golfers. We have golfers that can carry it further. We have golfers who have better equipment where over time, you take the same courses over time, these guys play it easier and easier as we go. I mean, look what happened at the PGA Championship a few weeks ago out of Philly. That course played impossible the last time, and these guys beat it up this time. I also think, and this is just a theory, Scott, I have no inside information on this fact, I think the USGA is going to be a little lenient this time. They've gotten a lot of hell. They've gotten a lot of crap from the golfers year in, year out.
Hmm.
When this was played at Shinnecock in 2018, they got lit on fire. The players were talking about how impossible it was. I don't, they're going to make it hard. Like, the winning score is going to be in single digits, call it what it is. But I do think you see some of the videos out there today that some of the holes they say are absolutely impossible if the wind blows. Since they know ahead of time, which is the forecast, you get it, that the wind is going to be a factor. There is going to be a problem with the wind over the weekend. I think the USG may just take a step back and say, let's not make this beyond impossible. And that simple step back. It's not going to go play like, TPC Weston Hills minus 30 under par. But the little step back of, all right, the wind is bad. Let's not kill it. Might see a -2, -3, -4 win, which we've seen.
Sure.
Winner here, it was Raymond Floyd won at -4. I would take the under in that case. You're not going to let a lot of golfers. I wouldn't do it on an individual basis. I wouldn't take, hey, this guy's going to be under 279. This guy's going to be under 279. If you're going to pick the winner, I have no problem picking a guy who might go -2 in that case or -1.
All right, let's talk about the winners. Your odds up on FanDuel right now. Scotty Scheffler, the favorite, plus 550. Rory McIlroy, 12-1. John Rahm, 13-1. And then after the top three, you have Xander Schauffele, 18-1. Tommy Fleetwood and Matt Fitzpatrick are both 20-1. You can also bet in the winner without market. And the way that FanDuel has it set up is you can bet the winner without the top three. So winner without Rory, Rahm, or Scheffler, and that is Xander Schauffele, your favorite, 14-1. Fitzpatrick and Fleetwood also at 14-1. Found that interesting because Schauffele's actually 18-1, in the regular odds, but he is the same 14-1 with Fleetwood and Fitzpatrick if you do the winner without market. What do you think about both of these markets, and is there a play to be had?
So in general, I love the winner without market with Scotty in a non-major. I've played it consistently over the last 6 months, the winner without in regular PGA Tour events, signature events that Scotty plays in, because Scotty's 2-1, 3-1 favorite. Like,
Sure.
I tend to go, and I almost went with Siwoo Kim a few weeks ago when he finished with Scotty just behind Wyndham Clark. So I like the market for that. I'm not going to play it this week because Scotty Scheffler, one, could absolutely easily win this one, and I think this is going to be had by one of those guys up near the top, and you risk having a Rory McIlroy or somebody do it. If you are going to go with the without market, the guy is Xander Schauffele. Death taxes and having Xander Schauffele on a major championship card. I like Xander this week. I actually played him at 18-1. I gave that pick out. I like him. Not my favorite play, which we'll get to in a minute, but Xander at 18-1, I mean, this guy is a U.S. Open stud. And one of the position bets they'll give out later involves Xander as well. He has 19 top 10 finishes in 36 career majors. That's an incredible number. That's Tiger Wood-esque. 19 top 10 finishes in 36 career majors. However, he hasn't won this event. He does have 2 major titles. He's participated in 9 career U.S. Opens, finished in the top 15 all 9 times. So if you're looking for a guy who you know is going to play well, can deal with the elements, this is a guy, he finished 6th here at this course in 2018. Checks all the boxes on the metric side. He's 9th in shots gained overall, 14th off the tee, 30th on approach, 31st in approaches for over 200 yards, which could come into play. And what I really like about Xander is he's 13th in scrambling, which you're really going to need at Shinnecock. At some point, Xander Schauffele is going to win a U.S. Open, and I think this is a good shot for him to do it. But I also have the disclaimer that I pick Xander Schauffele almost every year at the U.S. Open. Yeah. He has not won one yet.
Well, the fact that it's not that far off, I mean, 18-1 to 14-1, and you're getting the cushion of just avoiding McIlroy, Rahm, and Scheffler, I'm on board with that 14-1 in the winner without market. All right, David, what other bets do you have here, whether it's an outright win or, as you mentioned, you have a position bet here for the U.S. Open?
Yeah, we're going to get to the positions in a second. The other one that I really like outright, and this I would take, in the regular market, is I like Tommy Fleetwood at 20-1. And the disclaimer is going to be Tommy Fleetwood has never won an event on U.S. soil that wasn't a 30-person event. He won the Tour Championship last year, 30 golfers in it. He got close a couple of times. That was always that monkey on his back, can't win the event on the United States soil. Well, the event you're going to see at Shinnecock, you might as well put it in Scotland. You might as well go put it in southern England. That's what this course is. It's a links-style course that just happens to be on this side of the ocean. Tommy, Englishman, he plays those courses extremely well. He may only have 1 PGA Tour win, but he has a dozen over there. By the way, Tommy Fleetwood, runner-up to Brooks Koepka in 2018, fired a course record 63 to almost catch Brooks. So this guy has a 63 on his card. Shinnecock is like an open championship course. Fleetwood, top 10s at Royal Portrush, St. Andrews, Royal Liverpool, all very similar to this one. Look at the metrics. He leads the tour in shots gained around the green. Scott, we talked a few minutes ago. The greens are bowls and canyons and roll-offs. He leads the tour in shots gained around the green. Sixth in driving accuracy. We said it's not just getting to the fairways, it's where. Those are two huge metrics. We can go on. 10th in tee to green, 17th on approach. He's also in good form. I know he missed a cut at the PGA, but that's sandwiched between two top fives. He has two top fives around that. 8 European Tour wins. This course is a setup that Tommy Fleetwood will do very well on, and I'm going to take him at 20-1, along with Xander. I like it with the out market with 14-1 because you're not losing a lot there. So those are two of my outrights. Another one I'll throw your way before we get to the position bets. Tyrell Hatton, 35-1, a little bit down on the board. Not for the faint of heart, Scott. If you have Tyrell Hatton on your card, there's going to be ups and downs. And there are some people who don't like this pick because they said you need to have a calm demeanor to be able to get through a course like Shinnecock. Well, I'm going to go the other way because they asked Hatton that question the other day, and he said, I do well at these courses because I have a bad attitude everywhere I go. I get yelled at. I yell myself and I curse around. So I'm used to it. I'm not calm and then have to keep calm. I know I'm not going to be calm. So he takes that attitude there. He won the Live event in Spain just 2 weeks ago. Much success at U.S. Opens. He finished 4th at Oakmont last year behind J.J. Spahn. Finished T6th here at Shinnecock. We're not going to get into the stats because he plays on the Live Tour, but he did finish 3rd at the Masters. He has a second top 10 in 3 years there. He's done extremely well at the major tournaments. And if you go back and look, we've now played 2 this year and 4 last year. Over the last 6 majors, he's second in shots gained, tee to green, ball striking, and 7th in overall shots gained. This is a guy who brings his A game at tough events. He has the mentality that he already knows he's going to get mad. I like him here. And even when he missed the cut at the PGA, he actually shot really well. He just putted like my 9-year-old. So he couldn't bring the putter this week, and I like him.
Or putts like me. I mean, I'm famous for putting birdie and putting a bogey on my scorecard. I mean, that is how I golf, Behrman. That is just me. I'm a monster off the tee. I'm pretty decent on the second shots, right? I'm in position most holes to par or birdie, and I bogey or double bogey every single hole. Like literally, my handicap is a 20.8, something like that. But like that's because I just can't putt. So I'm a great scramble partner, by the way. You want to do the putting for me? That's fine. And they say drive for show, putt for dough.
Your handicap is about a 14 handicap before you putt. I get it.
Yeah. So they say what, drive for show, putt for dough. I am all show. I am all show. All right. Before we wrap up, let's get to those position bets that you promised. Where we're going to make some money here on this card.
Well, I'm going to start with Xander. Xander top 10. Like, you got to take Xander top 10. You're getting a little bit of juice. I believe it's 127. He's a top 10 machine. Like I said, 9 U.S. Opens, top 15 all 9 times, 19 top finishes in 36 majors. I'm taking him top 10. Further down the board, a guy who's really, really hot lately. And if I had opened this podcast with a trivia question of give me 2 players in this field, or the only 2 who's finished in the top 10 in the last 2 U.S. Opens, you would say?
I'd say Rory.
Russell Henley and Sam Burns. Russell Henley and Sam Burns. And we're going to be on Sam Burns. He finished T9 at Pinehurst, followed by T7 last year at Oakmont. 2 weeks ago at the Memorial, he finished 4th, finished 7th at the Masters, 13th at the Players, 26th at the PGA. You see what I'm bringing here.
Yeah.
Consistently shows up at big-time events. 23rd in total shots gained. And unlike all of the others in this field who are good hitters and putt like you, he actually is 6th on the tour in putting. So he may not have the distance or the accuracy that some of these other guys have, but when he gets there, he's 6th on tour in putting. He's gained strokes overall in 9 straight events dating back to the Players. He's gained it off the tee in 8 of 10. Why not take him to win? Well, simply because Sam Burns hasn't won an event since 2023, but I don't need him to win. I just need him to get in the top 10. I like Sam Burns top 10. I also like Jon Rahm to get in the top 10. And by the way, Sam Burns top 10 is plus 300. You're getting 3-1 on Sam Burns. Not as big of a name as the others, but he's been a top 10 machine. John Rahm plus 122, top 10. He's won this event 2021. Also has a 3rd, a 7th, a 10th, and the 12th. He's a U.S. Open type player. Again, also plays a lot overseas, British Open type course. 11 top 10s in his last 21 majors. Finished runner-up to Hatton 2 weeks ago at Spain at the LIV event over there, getting over 2 shots gained on approach. And I'll leave you with Matt Fitzpatrick in the top 20 at about even money. Leads the PGA Tour this year with 3 wins on his card. Runner-up last week in Canada. Won the U.S. Open in 2022. Finished T12 here in Shinnecock in 2018. One of the best wind players in the game. Low ball flight, strong game, very good at scrambling. If this guy could putt better than Scott Seidenberg, I think Matt Fitzpatrick could get his second U.S. Open win.
Love that. Also important to note that different sports books have different dead heat rules and whatnot. On FanDuel, you can bet the top X finish, whether it's top 5, top 10, top 20, and that includes ties. So it includes if a guy finishes T10, you win your bet. So take advantage of that up on FanDuel with the including ties top X finish. David, tell the people what you have going on up on the website, your newsletter, the Betting with Behrman podcast as we progress throughout this tournament this weekend.
Yeah, we have the Betting with Behrman podcast taping on Wednesday. We will have Brady Cannon from Sportsline and Sports Grid on to do a U.S. Open preview, just like we're discussing. You can get my newsletter, which will have all my picks as well with BehrmanBets.com. Go ahead and sign up. Free on Mondays, a little pay on Wednesday and Friday. Most of my card tomorrow will be free. I love the golf. I love giving that out. Also, go to Sportsline. I got some picks on there as well. And we're doing a lot of Omaha and the College World Series. You got Oklahoma and North Carolina in the winners brackets, 2 teams I would have not predicted to be in the winners bracket. I still think the winner of the Georgia-Texas game is live. We'll see how that goes. But College World Series stuff coming up as well.
There was a bet that I talked about earlier last week when the bracket first came out, and with our guy Jake Hassan, who does college baseball for us here on the Better Day podcast. And I said SEC versus the field. And which was an interesting bet because bracket number 2, as you know, Behrman, is all SEC teams. And so there was only one SEC team, Ole Miss, in bracket number 1. Now they've been eliminated. So I guess the question is just, does a team from bracket 2 win the title? It was a fun bet because if you did get Ole Miss into the championship, you were guaranteed your win. So that was a fun bet.
I still think it's fine. The SEC Invitational on the bracket 2, Oklahoma was not the team. And I wrote this on Twitter X the other day. When this tournament, and I've done well, by the way, I'm up significantly in college baseball with my picks on Betting with Behrman and BehrmanBets.com. But I can freely admit when I'm wrong. And if you had said to me the day the college baseball tournament started 2 weeks ago on that Friday, give me 30 teams you think will be in the winner's bracket in Omaha, Oklahoma would have not made that list. That's how good they've been. This is a team that was 14-16 in SEC play, finished 11th. They were 11th in the SEC tournament, the 11th seed, and they lost to the 14th seeded LSU team in round 1. LSU's not in the tournament. I know they're defending champs. They lost in round 1. This team was under 500 in the SEC, lost in round 1, had the 11th best record. I understand it's the toughest conference in America. But you're telling me the 11th best SEC team is 1 game away from winning from going to the College World Series final series. They've gotten hot at the right time, and they're getting good pitching because I couldn't tell you 2 good starters on their team, and you've seen them the last 2 days.
That's amazing. Hey, David, appreciate the time, man. Good luck with all your bets, and we'll check in with you as the weekend progresses.
Thanks, Scott.
Love the breakdown and the best bets from David Behrman. Follow him on Twitter, of course. Check out Betting with Behrman, part of the Believe Podcast Network as well, and BehrmanBets.com. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Better Day. As a reminder, check out the new NFL and college football headquarters up on BetterDay.com as we gear up towards football season. We have more major announcements coming soon. I can't wait till you guys see everything that we've been working on behind the scenes. We are ready to take this thing to the next level. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.